Hey YouTube, it's Ashley and you're watching The Substance Project, where we work to bring you more than makeup tutorials and fashion hauls every Wednesday. Today's video is on the Navy increasing paid maternity leave to 18 weeks. So I have a kick-ass neighbor, Lindsay, who's in the Coast Guard. Actually, she and her husband are in the Coast Guard, and they have 3 kids under the age of 7, and she's expecting their 4th. She's pretty much my inspiration. She was over for dinner this weekend and she shared with us that the Navy just increased their paid maternity leave from just 6 weeks to 18 weeks. Apparently this change was inspired by Google's policy, which is also 18 weeks post-delivery. Now, I admittedly do not usually think the military is particularly progressive, especially when it comes to women and taking. So I've got to say I'm super impressed. As we know from Lauren's video just last week, the US generally sucks at maternity leave, so this change really positions part of our military as leading the way, progressive. The change was driven by the Secretary of the Navy, Ray Mabus, a man. The way I understand it is that a change to the actual maternity policy as it exists must be approved by Congress, and that will take some time. But there was a loophole that the Secretary of the Navy was able to find. Within his power includes the right to grant additional convalescent leave. So he has ordered that all commanding officers combine the current 6-week maternity leave with an additional 12 weeks of convalescent leave to allow for 18 full weeks of paid maternity leave. Awesome. Wanted to share a quote from him which I think really sums up the change. "We have incredibly talented women who want to serve, and they also want to be mothers and have the time to fulfill that important role the right way. We can do that for them. Meaningful maternity leave, when it matters most, is one of the best ways that we can support the women who serve our country. This flexibility is an investment in our people and our services, and a safeguard against losing skilled service members." Now, in response to this very logical change, U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell has formally requested that the Coast Guard follow suit. So if the Coast Guard does follow suit, my neighbor Lindsay will get to enjoy those 18 weeks of maternity leave instead of just 6. Now, her request is currently sitting with the Coast Guard Commandant, but in it she cites a recent report which was written by the White House's own Council of Economics Advisors titled "The Economics of Paid and Unpaid Leave." I'm going to link to the report at the bottom. But essentially, the report summarizes that increased maternity policies improve the health of both mothers and children while improving the retention of talented women in the workforce. Huge kudos to the Navy for this change, and here's hoping that other branches of the military and our federal government in general will also follow suit. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw today, please give us a thumbs up. Think about subscribing for new videos every Wednesday, and maybe think about sharing this video with a friend. Have a good one.